Good morning, everybody. It was a great week. We had, last week, we had a very great week. And so today we're going to do a recap. We are going to do a recap of what we have done so far, and this will help us. I like to go through this thing over to refresh your mind. Now you are familiar with this structure, and you will see that from this structure, it has broken the low of this, and that is huge. That is huge. Now, regardless of what we have said about this structure and this structure and this structure, of course, we are seeing the reaction as probably we thought it was going to happen, but could it be the end of the structure and a change to the upside? It's possible, but at the same time, there are things that we have to see for us to think that maybe it has ended. But what if it does not end it? And that is the way we have to engage trading. The two sides, there are always two sides to the coin, to a coin, and it's always like that to the trades that we do. And we have to tell ourselves which one holds the highest or the higher probability. So we trade in the line of the higher probability. But at the same time, we have to look at what is happening inside the trade itself to be able to tell ourselves this is the usual that we should expect from the trade. Now, from this top, we had said that we've seen a wave one ending, and the use of our trend line is also very important, for you to use your trend line properly. You first have to see a wave, which is a move, and secondly, a pullback. Once you see the first move, you have to wait for the first pullback as well. After the first pullback has ended, that is when you can actually actually connect your trend line. Otherwise, you will be connecting your trend line in a wrong way, and that can be a problem. But as the trend line, as the pullback is unfolding, it could be a challenge also to know if indeed it has ended or not, for you to draw your trend line. Drawing the trend line on the higher time frame looks rather much easy when you connect this point to this point, because it's done already. The wave had formed. But on the lower time frame, the much lower time frame, it could pose a challenge to, okay, how do I really know for sure that the pullback has ended? Now, based on what we have learned, I want us to see the price action itself at the level that we thought we might be seeing a change of a trend. Now, the price action in itself that I'm seeing is still not telling me that we are done to go up. I'm just saying that from price action alone. So when you see this price action, this price action itself, it's an hammer, but because it's occurring at a very pivotal level, like I told us last week, we are seeing this reaction and it looks as if we are buying. But to me, when you are seeing it like this, it's not as if we are buying, we are correcting. Now, this has told me that we are still, the possibility of the downside is there for now, but we have a reaction at this level. Now, coupled with this second candle, which is the bullish candle, the way the shape is further confirming that actually we are correcting. And this is one thing I want us to understand about price action. We look at price action on all the time frames that you can possibly look at it. If this candle, the head had been up here and the tail had been down, that is rather bullish. So I won't say it's correcting. So that would appear as an impulse on a lower time frame. It would rather appear as an impulse on a lower time frame. Look at it here, something similar here. The body is down and the wick is up. It's usually like something that is correcting. And that is what you will see when we are seeing correction. So we have to look at all of that to know what we are dealing with. So correction will always, be like that. Now, if I take this to monthly, let's see what it's going to give us on a monthly. The whole thing so far for the month of July. Now, for the month of July, the summation, of course, the monthly time frame is is lower. I mean, it's slower in determining the direction of the trend. So you must know that. So it's still telling us that pressure is still towards the downside. Not until we confirm, that it has really changed. Now, look at this candle here. You can see this bullish candle here, because not until the color against the trend appears like this one, when you see it appears like this one on a monthly time frame, you can suspect strongly that they are going to push the price upwards, like you can see in this place. And when it appears here, then you suspect that they're going to push the price forward, upward. And what you can now probably see is that, okay, they're going to come down the last time to push the price and to close. The big boys will want to close their trade properly before moving up. That was what you saw here. Now, when you see this one also, in a bearish trend and it appears like this, it's always a correction. When this one closes, is a correction. And the correction, of course, can go, and you see it went so high, but it's still a correction, and it came down, before eventually this a change of a trend. This is a change of a trend now. A change of a trend. These are corrections here. Now, here too, this happens and they were doing their correction and all of that. This is actually corrective. This move, the whole of this move is actually corrective. Even the formation here tells you is a corrective.